In a world where news flies around every minute, you need the ability to relate and connect with what matters and stay up to date. Schengen Story Media News Echoes program is Africans in Diaspora and at Home's leading English news network, one of the most trusted, respected sources for news updates on current affairs as they affect global Africa. Looking for the right answers to hard and sometimes confusing global events? Look no further. SSM's team brings unique perspectives from across the globe. Our in-depth independent reporting is to make you better understand the world as we evolve.
A year ago, I wrote a book titled The Final Solution, and I was trying to say to the rest of the world that there are challenges ahead. Now, a prophecy did come, and that prophecy is coming to pass. But I'm telling you, the final solution has been found many years ago in the Bible, because the Bible simply says righteousness exalts a nation and sin is a reproach to the people. So I want you to know that you can get solutions to problems in Ukraine, in Russia, in Nigeria, indeed all parts of the world. We need that solution, and the solution is straightforward. Please get a copy of my book. It's the Final Solution by Bishop Schengen Johnson, and you can find it in Kindle, in Amazon. Just type Bishop Schengen Johnson, The Final Solution. It will come. It's very, very small book you can read within 2 hours, but it contains the final solution. Do get a copy. Not getting it is doing disservice to humanity. Don't forget the final solution.
Hi there, I'm Mary Keurig, and I am a businesswoman in the United States, but I'm also the Global Content Vice President for the Sub-Saharan Open University in Nigeria. I could not be prouder to work with Dr. Osita Anamika and his team on helping to create not just entrepreneurs and skill-based talent that will get out into the workforce and make a living for themselves, but also young leaders. And to that end, with this integrity-rich university environment that's accredited now, and it's just an amazing opportunity for anyone there of any age to jump on board and learn, we want to let you know about a new offering that we have. We have a global governance and diplomacy course now provided by a whole team of people that crosses several countries to put together these resources and lots of great information for those of you who might be on the path toward public service and diplomatic service, NGO leadership, that sort of thing. We hope that you will walk through this open door and enjoy.
Schengen Story magazine is an African international bi-monthly magazine based in Milan, Italy, and founded in 2016. The publication focuses on personalities, fashion, style, entrepreneurship, and culture for Africans. Though articles on food, movies, fitness, music, travel, sports, technology, and books are also featured. Our lives full of best stories. A lot can happen in a month. Expand your mind, change your world. Get Schengen Story magazine's full editions. Celebrating Africans make an impact. Read better, the inside story. Your fashion magazine for a better lifestyle. Inspiring stories for you. Your monthly dose of entertainment. A better mind keeping you updated.
Hashtag Schengen Story magazine. Get Schengen Story magazine full editions.
Hello, viewers. Hello, you're welcome. Good day to you, wherever you are. My name is Mike Godwin Iweajunwa, and we're here on Friday, International Affairs Global Updates. It's beautiful, sunny Friday out here in Milan, Italy. Hopefully, our coordinators from different parts of the world will join, but while we're here, let's run through some news updates, some headlines that we're hearing and getting in our studios this Friday. The number one news update we have is the Nigerian President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has finally signed the Electoral Act Amendment Bill into law. Some people say it's a death warrant. Some people say it shouldn't be. But anyway, the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on Wednesday ended the amended 2022 Electoral Act after signing the act into as a bill. It was in a brief ceremony right there at the State House of Abuja. So this is coming in as at Wednesday. President Bola Ahmed has signed into the act the amendment bill. So one news we're getting this morning is also coming from that end. The signing up event wasn't just the Electoral Act. The president also signed executive order mandating direct remittance of oil, gas revenue into federal accounts. Direct remittance. What we heard from some experts is this might also render some people jobless. Some people will be laid off as a result of this. But anyway, for NNPC, Nigerian Petroleum Company, will forfeit 30% exploration fund that they get normally, because now gas revenue will be going directly into the federal accounts. These are some of the news coming from Abuja. Also, we heard of the very sad occurrence. But before I continue, let's bring in our strong man from Toronto, Canada, Sir George Chukwu. Sir George Chukwu, good morning.
Good morning. How are you, Mark?
I know it's early for you there.
Yes.
Welcome.
Thank you so much.
Good.
Thank you.
So I was here. Lady Diva BD joined earlier, but somehow went off. Anyway, I just started the headlines. I was giving some news updates as we got it by this morning. Finally, Tinubu signed the 2022 Electoral Act Amendment Bill into law. Did you have that? Do you have that update, George? Some people said it's more like signing a death warrant. The president have signed because not everybody agrees with the electoral bill going into law. What do you have on that, Big George?
Well, it was predicted that he will sign it because the bill actually will support what he stands for, and it will help him out. We also know that there has been a lot of protests regarding this particular bill, where many citizens went out and then started protesting. And then finally, he signed it, but he signed it in such a way that he opens the eyes of even international people that, because there are no way can you sign such a deal without actually reading it, without actually, passing it over to the INEC, who is going to be using the same rules and regulations. And it's really a process. It's really a process. So what this is telling you is that the Senate and the House of Representatives, they are all a bunch of nothing but rubber stamp politicians. That's all it is. Because if they were to, go through the normal processes, for a law like this to be passed, electoral law, and the sitting president is incumbent, then, they could have at least pretended as if they were going through it. Give it a week, give it 2 weeks, then come back and do a ceremonial thing. But what you see here is the impetus of the government, because they feel like we are in power. We hold the Senate, we hold the Parliament, the House of Representatives. Therefore, nothing can be done. And each one of those departments, including the Justice Department, they are under the same. There are no checks and balances in the government of Nigeria, unfortunately, and it is so.
George, this one you hit now is real strong. But before we continue, let's welcome again our diva, BD Nana. BD, is that all right there? Can you hear us? Is that okay?
Yeah, I can hear you very well. Yeah, good morning,
Nice.
Massive
Nice.
Max, Sir George, our viewers all around the world. It's nice having you here again today.
Good. You're welcome. BD, we just started and George just nailed it there. We're talking about the bill that has been signed. Some people call it a death warrant. But anyway, President Tinubu signed on Wednesday the electoral amended act. He has put it now into the electoral act for 2026 that will be used in 2027. So George just said some things there, how it wasn't really vetted. It was just in a hurriedly put out. What's your take on that? What's your take?
Well, the Electoral Act 2026 that the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has signed to law is actually a premeditated something that they actually wanted to do. You know, when Nigerians come out and say that the kind of Senate we have in Nigeria today is a rubber stamp Senate, they get angry, they flare at Nigerian, but that's exactly the truth. How can you bring up a bill? It's not well discussed. It is not well looked into, and before you know it, they've rushed and you have signed it. You see, people have been saying that Tinubu and the APC are running Nigerian as a one-party, a one-man business, and that's actually what is happening. What this shows you is that Nigeria has been captured. You know, we were saying it that they want to turn Nigeria into a one-party system. I know a lot of people question is, oh, how can you turn Nigeria into a one-party system? It's not possible. It's not going to be done. But they have actually finalized that. So it's so. In fact, when I sent that news for me 2 days ago, I was like, Nigeria is gone. Nigeria is gone. I don't even know what to say because I'm speechless. I'm speechless because many of us will still come out to say, oh, we are running a democratic system of government in Nigeria. There's nothing like a democratic system of government because where we'll have a Senate that cannot go through an issue, it will be talked about, it will be look into. What they do is just whatever Tinubu wants, they sign it into law. And that's exactly what they want. Now, the question I'm going to ask again, if they have signed this kind of law to be, why would we go ahead to spend the kind of money they have said that we are going to spend in election, knowing that what we are going to do into this election is handpicking, selecting. There's nothing like election in Nigeria again. It's selection, handpicking. Tinubu, whoever Tinubu wants in any state, or Tinubu and Co or APC, they will pick. That's exactly what Nigeria has concluded in doing. There's nothing like law or electoral law in Nigeria. What we just signed is Tinubu electoral law of handpicking and selecting individual in Nigeria. That's just it. And if you look at what happened in the Senate, majority of people who supported this are people who never won election. They are the people who they rigged into Senate, into House of Rep. So they are supporting Tinubu because Tinubu has told them, support me to get this and I'll bring you back. Those are people who know that if there's free and fair election in Nigeria, they are not going to win. That are the bunch of people supporting this thief. This is stealing in a broad daylight from Nigerians. But what can we say? We'll keep talking.
You see, the funniest part of it is
okay, George.
Yeah, what they say with their mouth and what they actually, the reason why they say what they say. You know, he made a comment after signing it, and he's talking about strengthening our democracy. He's talking about building trust in people. But this is exactly opposite what has been done. If they were wise, like I said before, all they could have done was take this thing, sit on it for 2 weeks, and say we're going through it. and then come out after 2 weeks or 1 week and then sign it ceremonially, because that's all it is. So you're talking about people are calling it death warrant. No, it is actually life warrant for Tinubu and APC. It is not death warrant for them. It is life warrant for them to ensure that they're going to win, because what they have succeeded in doing is what people were crying about, what people were just making sure that it doesn't happen. That means transmit every result on time to the portals. But what they have done is to make sure that the collation, in case there is quote unquote no network, then they can manually write all those things. So what you're going to see in the election day is simply this: where many of these places where they're having the difficulties will say things like, oh, well, the network is not there, I'm not receiving any network to transmit, and therefore they will use that as an opportunity to manipulate the election. There was a little response that I made on our online, and I said, Tinubu will win again the same way he won last time, if you understand the political dynamics. Those are words that I used, but for the wise, they will understand what I mean. Because what the Senate and the House of Representatives ended up doing is to ensure their return. Because if it was done fair, free, and justifiably, making sure that everything, all tables are turned, or every stone is turned, most of them will not return. And therefore, to preserve their seats, they have made sure that there is a room somewhere, a little loophole, for them to be able to manipulate the election if need be. And most likely need will be. Watch and see what's going to happen. Because the impetus of these people, these are things people sitting on the sideline are watching. And these are the things that brings about military takeover, because of the impetus of the government to act unwisely. But we warn people, we keep on saying it. We're not calling on the military. But if you are in government and if you are the ruling class, make sure that people trust you. Don't be doing things like this, signing bill into law when you know that the general public are against it. You're telling them, we don't care what you think. We're going to do what we want, how we want it, when we want it. And it is sad. It is sad.
How we want it.
The problem I have with the political system in Nigeria is that they are not wise. They're trying to please, the masters out there, all these countries that are looking down and saying, let's see what is going to happen. But yet, they are not wise enough to play the politics the way it's supposed to be played. A wise politician would have sat on this for 2 weeks and then come out and sign it.
Or more.
We have gone through it. We know what your concerns are, but we are sure that those concerns will be met. That's the reason why we're signing it. But they did not do so. It's very sad.
That's it. So viewers, we're discussing the bill that has been signed. The president said the amendment was not driven by any partisan interest, but by the need to strengthen. His words were needs to strengthen electoral process. And he also said every election cycle, we owe Nigerians the honest look at how things should work and what will work better. So these are the words he has used to cover up that.
And then also, additionally, statutory notice period for election was reduced from 360 days to 300 days. Moving the 2027 presidential election on the National Assembly polls to January to avoid a clash with Ramadan to reduce voter apathy. So that's another thing that they did. So candidate disqualification, the amendment introduces a rule that if a leading candidate is disqualified by the court, a fresh election will be conducted rather than declaring the runner-up with significantly fewer votes as the winner. So these are some of the provisions in there.
Thank you for that observation again. Viewers, this is it. We're discussing our president signing the electoral bill, but he didn't just sign the electoral bill. He also signed an executive order mandating direct remittance of oil and gas revenue to the federal accounts. Even though some people are saying this morning that act alone will also render a lot of people unemployed. But now NNPC, what that means is NNPC is going to forfeit about 30% exploration fund that comes to them, and now it will be going to the Federation account. Bidi, do you have that story? These are some of the signing executive order the president has done. So do you have any story? Do you have that on Business Outlook this morning?
No, I don't have that story. No.
Well,
listen.
yes,
Okay.
I do.
Okay.
The story, actually, the bill he signed is a good one, because there has been a lot of bureaucracies and a lot of red tapes that are caused through the selling of our, our gas, oil, gas internationally, because it's basically on the gas issue, But the only question, I applaud him for doing so, because we need to control some of these things. The federal government needs to control some of these things, because what happens now is, if you have a third party who is selling gas for you and then remitting what they say, we have actually gained the sale of it.
Gain.
There are so many discrepancies that has been taking place. So it took a bold step for him to sign this bill, but also, why he's signing that bill for gas, he needs to also sign the bill for gold. He needs to also sign the bill for every other mineral.
I think, yes, I think
you cannot just choose gas only simply because you know that a lot of gas is coming from the east, the southeast, and south. So what needs to happen is there's got to be a blanket signature given to all minerals, both gold, zinc, and everything other mineral that we find lots of it in the north. So why is it that there is no bill covering those? Only the gas. Imo State today is the largest reservoir. Have the largest
gas exploration.
Gas deposition in West Africa.
In West Africa. So now you see, it will look as if that being the case, that's the reason why this bill is being signed.
Okay.
Why do you think it's being signed? Why is that we not signing any bill from all the minerals that is being gotten from the north? That question.
That's between the line talk you just said there. You're reading the lines there deep. Okay, so well, they said the order now removed complete entitlement, 30% will be taken out, and the money now goes directly into the federal account. But also, George, we were saying that government.
What Sir George said just showed you the kind of country we run in this country called Nigeria. I didn't just want among the bills that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu signed, nothing was mentioned about the gold bill, but it's 4 major bills that he signed. He signed the Nigerian Tax Administration Bill, he signed Nigerian Revenue Service Establishment Bill, and he signed Joint Revenue Bond Establishment Bill and this Electoral Act. Those are the 4 bills he signed. And before even he signed this revenue tax bill that he has signed, the issue that the Nigerian South and the North has been having, and it boils down on this gold stuff that it's been owned by state governors, but when it comes to oil and gas, it's been owned by Nigerian government. So he didn't actually specify a particular thing about that gold. Nobody talked about it. But you know why I didn't want to talk about it? The list of the details of the bills is not yet out. So when it's out, we can be able to discuss it explicitly. That's just it.
Okay. Thank you very much. So anyway, George, thank you for that very deep outlook there. It's interesting how things are flying. But let's go on with more news. Viewers, you're tuned into this Friday international updates. We're still talking Nigeria, even though it's international. But let's talk one more. They were doing their Ramadan fasting in Kebbi State, in the community there, when these dangerous people struck. So once again, dozens are feared there in Lakurawa, I think Lakurawa community in Kebbi State. And this is that same state that Tinubu went to last time, assured the people of safety of their lives and their property. Dozens have been killed just in their second day of Ramadan. Do you have that story? This is all not good story now. It's not good news at all.
Not a good story.
Yeah.
It's not a good story. And one of the major issues is just almost like we have buckled. We have been brought down to our knees as a nation by these jihadist militants. You know, communities are terrified and overwhelmed, and as even traditional leaders and rural families have become targets, prompting urgent calls for stronger protection and more effective counterterrorism strategies. So don't we need foreign help? I know we have brought some strategic people to come and tell us what to do, how to do it. They have been doing this, but because of the sympathizers and those who are supporting these people secretly, it's going to make whatever effort we make is going to fall to the ground. You know, so the public reactions are split in the middle. One part is saying, "Oh, let them be, just give them the money so that they will not kill." But when you are doing so, you are empowering them. You can never negotiate with terrorism. And part of the reason why this is happening is simply because these children were Amajiris and they never went to school. Now, all of a sudden, they've come to age and they're living in the bushes and they're enjoying it. Kidnapping our women, and sometimes you bring them out and you call them, oh, they are repentant ones, and you marry thousands of wives to them and keep on giving them a government taxpayers' money to sustain them. This is evil. It is unacceptable, and it must stop. What they need to do is to allow the American military, call on the American military people, let them come, wipe these people away, and give Nigeria peace. That's what they need to do. Because they don't care. When they're burning houses, that means they want to displace these people. They don't want them to come back to their houses. Why come and kidnap them and then burn their houses? Why? And these people are still out there living, brandishing, you know, their weapons all over the place. Nigeria is just a joke. I'm so sorry. A joke of the country. It is a joke.
BD. It's a joke. They attacked that village, Lakurawa, and everybody, those that couldn't kidnap, those that couldn't abduct, the villagers all ran. Everybody ran. So they say even up till now, this morning, we heard the village is deserted. Nobody has come back because of fear of this attack. And we know the Americans have
comes in.
Okay.
What this is telling us is that our military is incapable, number one. Because if a bunch of bandits can hold a whole country like Nigeria of 240 or 250 million people hostage, that means our military is incapable. We need to we just need to discard them, because if another country comes against us, is this what we're going to be doing? This is how our military will protect the country? Come on, man. Let's stop playing these jokes.
Some people say it's a hard thing to deal with insurgents like this. BD. So, but America is on ground. America is training our military judge. 100 soldiers came into Nigeria during the week. Is it that they are not training and not to do some counter attack? I mean,
they can only give you intelligence.
Training people.
They can only give you intelligence, which they have been giving you.
Americans
give you only intelligence, but if you have to follow the intelligence strict without any interference from these internal sympathizers, then you can work. They've been giving us intelligence for the past how many years? The intelligence we have when these people are coming is from American intelligence. But what do? When the intelligence is brought to you, sympathizers will call these people and let them know what is happening.
Let them.
Now, the Lakurawa bandits. If you remember, these people they just started last year. If you remember, this Lakua,
Yeah, that's
they attacked 3 communities in the northern part of Nigeria, Kebbi, with border of Sokoto, and they killed over 30 people. They came in the night when they were sleeping. They had a gunshot. Some of them they ran into their house and they they burnt their house. Some of them, even after attacking, they came with motorcycle. They killed over 30 people. And the reports I got from the north, somebody who said in a state in a particular community they killed up to 30 people, and the news we're having is that the killing is over 30 people. But you know, Nigerian with number, when it comes to insurgency, they try to play it down. After killing and burning certain houses ablaze, they went away with some of their livestock. And this is happening few days after the Agurugu festival that was globally televised in Nigeria.
Exactly.
Globally televised in
Absolutely.
Nigeria. And in these communities that this thing happening, these bandits have been taxing them. They've been paying levy. Before you sell any of your crops, you pay levy. Before you do a particular thing, you pay levy to all these bandits. This is where this thing happened. These people have been paying levy to you. They've been paying dues to you. Why going to kill them again? Why going to burn their houses? Why cutting away with their livestock? This is the same country we live in. This is the same country. They've over-amended our electoral acts so that the same government who have failed to protect and to secure these lives will still remain in government just because few people like you and I are benefiting from the government. So because we are benefiting, because our oil is being raw oil, we don't care what other people are going through. We want the government to remain. Even when we know that they are not doing anything, it's okay because I am okay. I don't care what other Nigerians are going through. That is the same thing we are going to retain. So that's what happened in Nigeria. And it's still ongoing. And you know the funny thing, these people operated for more than hours. The police did not come. The soldiers did not come. Immediately they left. The police and the soldiers, they came. Now, my question, what are they coming to do? To give stories. What are they coming to do?
No, they're coming to count bodies. That's their job. After the killing has gone, then they will come after these people leave, then they will count bodies and tell you how many bodies that they have discovered. And many times, more than enough times, they have given you a lower number than the actual numbers. So that's what they come to do.
Sad viewers, sad news there. Kebbi State, and like you said, BD, Aragungun Festival, that fish hunting water festival just took place there. Beautiful thing we saw. While I was watching the Aragungun Festival, my mind said, I hope these people won't even come to the event, but went to close by villages and kill people, families, destroy their crops. So this is the news, viewers. Kebbi State, Lakuwara terrorist group attacked them, and these people were doing their fasting, but they have been killed. Sad news. George, what you said something about Americans coming and doing only intelligence and gathering intelligence. But can they do some flexing of their prowess, their
what we need is we need to negotiate with the American military. Let them come with their guns ablazing. Let them come with their helicopters. Let them come with every single arsenal that they have to wipe these people away. Let me tell you something. Nobody will agree with what I'm saying until one day a governor or a prominent individual's child or brother is killed. That's when you see them get serious. Right now, what they are doing is just, just putting plaster on a wound. That's all they're doing. They don't want to solve the problem. If Nigeria wants to solve this problem, it is so easy for them. If they cannot, they can get the help that they need to just spy these people permanently, and then you will see peace in Nigeria. We are playing games.
What was that word you used there? What does that mean?
That means to kill,
Spy.
to destroy. That's
Ooh,
our lingo.
kill.
Yes.
That's a strong one. Okay.
So
Anyway,
it's necessary, because if you consider every single week how many people these people are destroying and killing, maiming, destroying villages, they have wiped away generations of people, and we're still playing games, talking this nonsense. There's no pontification over this thing. You want to get rid of them, just get the military that is needed and let them go and wipe them away. Why is it that every time this stuff happens, it's only after they have left that you will see the military come? What are they coming to do? To count bodies, that's all. That's all they specialize in. Or
because they don't have
well equipped with the military equipment.
The military comes.
The of the Islamic equipment is more than Nigerians. Maybe that's why the militaries are afraid. They don't want to confront them.
That's what I was going to say. What these other people are carrying is more than them. It's more than them. Okay, gentlemen, let's do a small break. We'll be back. Thank you, George. Thank you, BD, for that update. We'll come see you on the end.
Looking for the right answers to hard and sometimes confusing global events? Look no further. SSM's team brings unique perspectives from across the globe. Our in-depth independent reporting is to make you better understand the world as we evolve. In a world where news flies around every minute, you need the ability to relate and connect with what matters and stay up to date. Schengen Story Media News Echoes program is Africans in Diaspora and at Home's leading English news network, one of the most trusted, respected sources for news updates on current affairs as they affect global Africa.
To know ADC, you see a handshake, a symbol that stands for belief, passion, ideas and creativity, service with integrity, confidence and commitment. We are the definition of democracy, your party, for you and by you. Every life is important, every right is respected. We promote friendship, cooperation and collaboration. We believe that when we work together, we make great things happen. With love and respect, we shake hands. Yes, we shake hands. Therefore, we say, ADC arise, ADC arise, AD&C arise and shine.
This message is endorsed by ADC 7th Zone, ADC-DN. African Democratic Congress, Diaspora Nigerians, Diaspora Network.
You're welcome back. You're welcome back, BD. Hope you can hear me.
Yeah.
Welcome back, viewers. We're back
Yeah,
to this other side of our program this morning, the Friday edition of World Affairs, SSM. McGovern here, and BD is there in Lagos, Nigeria. George is in Toronto, Canada. George and BD, Ghana has paid about $910 million in domestic debt interest. And I'm bringing this news because it shows how serious the country is. You know, when the act like this is done, it puts there is confidence in the market, the confidence in financial activities, that the government is not just taking tax from people and using it for their own thing. Rather, they are paying debts, things that they should do, paying back all that is required. George, let's hear this. Did you hear the news? Ghana paid 910 million
Yes.
debt. What will you tell us about this?
It's being said that Ghana paid 10 billion cedis, which amounts to about $910 million in interest on its domestic debt restructuring, marking its second full cash coupon, signaling improving fiscal stability. So what they want to do is to remain viable in the international and diplomatic businesses. So the government has restructured about 137 billion cedis in domestic bonds, easing its debt load. They're putting pressure on banks, pensions and funds, and other local investors. Officials in Accra say that they aim to rebuild investor confidence, continue fiscal consolidation, and gradual return to the domestic bond market this year. If you pay attention, you will see that Ghana have actually increased in their exportation of goods. Ghana is not depending like Nigeria on importation of goods. Ghana is locally manufacturing many of their goods, and they are exporting it internationally. If you come here in Canada, go to the stores, you will see packaged goods from Ghana more than you can see from any other country. So this is what they have been doing. So what Ghana is actually doing is doing the right thing when it comes to, when it comes to being recognized internationally as a country that needs to do business. And that's what they are doing. So kudos to them.
This is awesome. They are assuring both domestic and international investors, strengthening market confidence, supporting the country's credit outlook. These are all of those factors that see back these debts. Also, this will promote stability across the financial sector. We don't also learn from this. Nigeria.
This move by Ghana sends just one message. If you ask me, it sends a message to investors that we are ready, we are capable. Come invest in Ghana, and you will go to sleep as your money work for you. For me, this is just a statement, a silent statement they are trying to make. See, you can't be expecting people to come bring money to your home when your home is not guided, it's not in peace, it's not well arranged. What Ghana is saying is that investors all over the world, globally, Ghana is a stable place where you can invest your money. Check Nigeria.
So for us, beautiful. For us, George, we are going rather to get more loans, take more credits, do more of those. We're not even, you said some things. Ghana is also producing locally made goods and exporting. George, why is Nigeria not emulating these good attributes? Financial.
Nigeria is on a path of trying to restructure a lot of things. But somebody was saying yesterday that when we're talking and blaming the government for corruption, that corruption starts from every home. Corruption starts from every home. Corruption starts when a mom or a dad is telling a little child, go and tell that person at the door that I'm not around.
Okay.
You're telling a child, go tell him I'm not here. You're teaching a child how to lie, how to cheat. Corruption. Now, what we are seeing in our country today is that because of the sufferings of the masses, corruption has become a way to, make a living. Okay. Everybody is looking for a way. It's, a dead fish when it starts smelling from the head. If the head, you don't believe that they're trustworthy. If the government who is ruling you, you don't trust them that they are doing the right thing for you, and they're manipulating the system, they care only about their pockets and themselves. So what do you expect the local individual, the police officer who is out there on the street, not earning any money? Now, the Lagos State recently just allowed some of them, some of them that are suffering from eye problems to receive glasses. And then, so these are the things that you are seeing that is happening in our country. The politicians have become mini gods, and it is not supposed to be so. So back to the story. What we need to do is to encourage and remove all the red tapes and bureaucracies and the procedures that is stopping people from shipping goods outside. Even locally in Nigeria was transporting honey, regular honey that are in the borders from Port Harcourt to Lagos. Do you know that at the airport, they siphon money from me, acting as if moving honey from Port Harcourt to Lagos is illegal? They say, oh, don't even mention it. Oh, don't say anything. I say, what do you mean? This is regular honey produced in Nigeria. Why should I be paying money for it? Oh, well, we are not supposed to be doing. I say, who said so? Can you show me where it is written? If you need money, just let me know. You need money, I'll help you guys. But don't attach it to me shipping honey on my checked-in luggage. Checked-in luggage from Port Harcourt to Lagos. So these are the things you have to do in our country. You go to Ghana, you will hardly see that. Been there.
Okay. Yeah, you said so. BD, let's hope that financially this will improve. Like they say, renewed hope and all of that. Let's see how it will go. We're very optimistic. We hope.
It will go very well. If you have visited Ghana, you will understand what I'm saying. And Ghana is where I visit like 2-3 times every year. These people knows what they are doing. They are intentional about development. They're intentional about taking their states to where it's supposed to be in African continents. See, Nigeria have cocoa. Ghana has produced. Ghana have a production company, the second largest cocoa producing company in the world today. Ghana, they have it, and this did not start today. It's 2022. This renewed agenda, we're here shouting. Ghana already is. They are doing it without making noise, and it's part of what they have done. Do you understand? And what are we talking about? A lot of companies have left Nigeria and they are in Ghana. Have you asked why is that globally when most countries want to come to Africa, if they have attention in West Africa, Ghana is their first.
Yeah. Ghana has become even a headquarters for tech.
They want to be like, the highest black country in Africa. They will come to Nigeria. They will still end up in Ghana. Look at all these small children. Spadi, what's it there?
Show speed.
He came to Nigeria. He didn't even spend 3 days in Nigeria. He left for Ghana, for all these small countries. So Ghana knows what they are doing. They are getting the tax and they're not overtaxing their people, and they are using it to do something in their country. When you go, you
pay
see
back their loans. Nice. All right,
and
gentlemen.
we keep borrowing. Borrow and overtaxing our people.
You see, the Renew Hope agenda is working on the
Tell us.
It's working on the paper. Theoretically, it is working. But it's not trickled down to the people, everyday people on the ground. People are still hungry. Things are not moving the way they're supposed to.
People are still.
We're not where we are supposed to be, but thank God we're not where we were before. That's something I can tell you. So
that's a good line.
Some of the things that Asiwaju or our president or this present government has planned, it is working. It is a so slow working. And the reason why I keep on shouting about not blaming Tinubu is simply because what APC plunged Nigeria into in 8 years. Nigeria was a sleeping country. We slept, we were in a comatose for 8 years under Buhari's administration, unfortunately. And then it's very unfortunate for Asiwaju that he had to inherit such a despicable country where it was left. And then they have to revive the country, put oxygen. They're still surviving on oxygen masks. That's what they are surviving on. So we have not gone there. The only thing I ever blame this government about is the wisdom of applying situations. Don't do so. Study, then study the procedure, study the effects on the public before you apply any situation in order for the people to continue suffering. That is the only thing I keep on saying.
Okay, that's a good.
Sir George, you are actually spoken well, but I might differ a little. Because whatever thing
Okay.
you feel that Asiwaju inherited is what he created. Yes. If Asiwaju actually inherited anything, he inherited actually what he created, because he was the national leader of APC. He was the person who single-handedly imposed Buhari on us. And he was person who kept monthly, quarterly, yearly telling us to have to endure with APC, that APC is working. So I'm one of those people who will never agree with you people that Tinubu inherited any bad government. No. Whatever the bad government Tinubu inherited was what he created. Nigeria was not like this until APC came on board.
Can
What
I
Nigeria is
Nigeria
suffering, we used to say that Nigeria is bad, but Nigeria is worse now.
can I
So
correct you?
I totally disagree with you that he
Can I
inherited
correct
anything
you a
bad.
little
What he
bit?
inherited was what he created.
Okay, now the national chairman of the party is not in government. That's number one. The government is formed, and number two, Asiwaju did not impose Buhari on Nigeria.
He did.
Obama did. Obama did. Okay?
Okay.
Obama.
All
No,
right.
listen to this now. Listen. I was with you in Milan. I was in Rome with you when I received the information about what was going on. Nigeria received John Kerry from Obama to go and talk to Asiwaju and Buhari in Lagos. You, as a journalist, will remember that. I was with you when Dr. Francis Nweke, the Holy See from Nigeria, called me and informed me of what was going on after John Kerry left Nigeria. He told me election is over, but this is high top secret. You cannot reveal it.
All right. Yes.
So
I do. Yes.
Asiwaju did not. The only thing Asiwaju did was he made a plan with Buhari and said, after your 8 years, I'm in the South. Return the government to me. I will be the leader. So when Buhari started dancing around and want to play games, Asiwaju came out. You remember when he came out and started punching? It's my turn, oh.
Okay, thank you, George.
It's my turn.
Let's
had a
look.
deal. You mess up my deal, I will blow the whole.
Anyway, what BD means? What BD meant was
I'm still saying the same thing with you. I'm still saying the same thing.
He did not.
You just said, wait, nothing like the you said
okay.
John Kerry, that Obama sent John Kerry to come and speak with Asiwaju and Buhari.
Prior to that, 4 ex-presidents from Africa were sent to Abuja to convince Jonathan to concede the election. Take it to the bank.
Gentlemen, let's go into all that story. But I understand what BD means. Yes, somehow the man endorsed whatever plan the Americans came with, and he ran with it. And also, when we say he did what he's facing now, he wants to be there. So we shouldn't use the word he inherited. He wants to lead. He forced himself there. We didn't even vote for him in the first place. So he wants to inherit those quagmire of economic woes. That's how I would rather say it. Anyway, let's go to more stories. Last time, this time it was Australia. Australia, the far end country. We have our man also there, our man Wale. Australia checked, suspended, stopped all social media platforms in their country. Now it's coming to Africa. Gabon, that beautiful coastline country, has also indefinitely stopped all social media handles in the midst of the unrest going on. Do you people have that news? Gabon closed everything. No tweet, no X, no Facebook, no all of this. And we are media people that look into all these things. So BD, Gabon suspended everything because there is a protest anyway. The protest has been going on, but the spread of false information is going through these social handles and it's increasing the unrest. So they've stopped it. They closed it. It's coming gradually. One day it might come close to Nigeria too. It might come to Nigeria when they see this kind of thing. What will you guys say about this? Gabon seizing their social handles, blocking everything social handle, because the president, Brice Ngoma, is facing a lot of challenge for his election and all of that. Do you guys have any story? George, what will you say about this?
Yeah, let me go first.
Go ahead.
It's still what you will understand about African and exposure. The truth is this: we might have read all the books, gotten all the certificates, travel far and wide. But I must tell you that African man is not yet lettered. And what do I mean by that? When you don't have ability to accept other people's view and see that they have the right to disagree with you or not agree with you, that's one problem an average African man still have. I must tell you that we are still very timid in acting and in reasoning. Because if you're not, this is not the first African country that is doing this. They kept doing it. John, that they want to cut their people off. They believe that the influence of Western education, which they categorize social media into, is influencing their people from disobeying them, trying to have an opinion, trying to do things ordinarily, And a typical African man wants you to obey, because of where we are coming from. Majority of African countries, we are coming out from colonial master, that obey the final word. Don't just say anything, just to speak and obey. So a lot of us have imbibed that in us. So we don't want people to challenge our authority or challenge anything we say. So they want it that once the government says something, everybody must obey. If not, tell me why a country like Gabon should cut off social media, saying that the influence of social media is the reason the protest is increasing, because the people learning from social media. It's just a sign of timidity. That's just it. An average African is still timid, no matter your education, no matter your travel, no matter your money, are still very timid. If not, tell me why you will not allow people have their view. You want to control everyone. You want to remote everyone. That's the problem.
Well, the issue is, it's called the High Authority for Communication Act. Okay, the country's media regulator announced that this restriction or suspension platform, will remain indefinitely until further notice.
Yes.
Officials were explaining that the measure is intended to curb the spread of misinformation, number one.
That's it.
Online harassment, number two, and the sharing of private data without consent, number three. The regulator also cited contents considered harmful or offensive as contributing threats to the public security and dignity of citizens. So what must have been happening is people are using this. AI can actually, craft up information. Whatever you put to AI is what they're going to tell you. So this resolution takes immediate effect, okay, and will remain until further notice. Okay, so now what we're seeing is why did they do so?
Why
did they do so? Now, when you come back to North America and most of these other countries, you can see Trump being called a pig or whatever the case might be. You can see our president being called, our prime minister being called anything. I was with Justin Trudeau one time when a group of people wanted to throw things at him and wanted to harass him, and he wanted to confront them, and I stopped him. I was the one who stopped him. I started chanting, "We want Trudeau, we want Trudeau," and the crowd increased their noise and silenced this number of white folks who came out to intimidate the men. So what we are seeing is that in Africa, what Biddy is saying is correct. In Africa, we are authoritarian in our own democracy.
Yeah.
Did you hear that?
That's what
we are authoritarian in our own democracy.
That's
we put our own culture and tradition into the whole entire thing. Therefore, if somebody is older than you, you're not supposed to call them any name. You must respect them, especially in the western part of Nigeria. They highly respect their people. They bow down on their stomachs and all that kind of stuff. And they want to bring it into politics. And this is what you see. Democracy in Dubai is the same thing. Democracy in some of these other Arab countries are the same. They inject their own culture and tradition into their politics. So that's what we are experiencing in Gabon. And for them to maintain peace, they want the spread of this information to the public to be limited so that people will not rise up, which is not correct when it comes to democracy, because we have freedom of expression.
Thank you very much, George and BD. So viewers, we're talking about Gabon. Gabon has suspended anything internet, social media, because they say it further incites hateful content and increases the protest spread in their country. Beautiful country, Gabon. You need to be there. It's a country that the Atlantic coastal line of Central Africa. But they've been having protests for some time now, almost 2 weeks now. And they've now shut down any way people could be getting information. So this is news coming in. Thank you guys for putting insight into that. I think we're through, but let's just talk about the Mugabe son that was arrested for shooting his gardener. We see some of these rich men's children misbehave most times. This is the late Mugabe of Zimbabwe, and the son is shooting a gardener. Now he was arrested yesterday. BD, when you hear these children of the so-called elite and former presidents and all of that, you would think they will behave well, but they keep behaving like this. The other time, it was also Nancy Mandela's son that was caught in a situation that was not too nice. Now it's Robert Mugabe's son. Let's talk about delinquency and youthful exuberance and the affluence they have. What will you guys say about this? Robert Mugabe of Zimbabwe.
It's not just a useful exuberant thing. Every child go through that phase in their life. It's not just that, but the impunity they have made them believe that they have. That's why a lot of them go beyond the bound to do extreme things that you don't imagine that they can do. Every child go through that stage in life of, do you understand? You feel so exuberant, they do things. But these special children, it is the impunity they have imbibed in them, they have instilled in them, they have made them believe that they are special. They are different from every other person. They can do anything and get away with it. Those are the things that have pushed them into doing such things. And when you look at around, when they get involved in such messy attitude or messy act, what happened? They get free, and they see others do it and get free. So why won't they do it? My father is the president, my father is the prime minister, why wouldn't I do it? It is attitude. It's not about useful, exuberant, anything. It's about the attitude and what they made them believe who they are and where they belong.
The upbringing probably means bringing
pushes them to act that way.
Okay, so George, I mean, you talk a lot about social issues, parental guide, parental discussion. Most times we see these children of such people, former presidents, even though the father is late now. Well, the man he shot is even in a critical condition, between life and death. He just shot the gardener because he was giving instruction, and maybe the guy didn't listen. George, how will you talk with this issue as a counselor?
You see, what's happening is this: in a family of, let's say, a family of 6 people, a family of 5, or a family of 4. You see one that is gentle, you see another one that is hard-headed, you see another one that is blockheaded, you see the black sheep of the family. So in this particular situation, Balamine Mugabe, 28 years old, was taken into custody after a 23-year-old man, believed to be the gardener, was shot and injured. So now officers searching the house in Hyde Park, where Mugabe was staying, had found bullet cartridges, but no firearms, police said. So now, he is the youngest son of Robert Mugabe, the former president of Zimbabwe, late So, but I mean, these are the things that we're. You see, partially what our dear sister Billy was saying is correct.
Yeah.
To a degree whereby they live in a bubble world. They believe that everything they do is okay, and they go out and do it. But in this particular situation, he misfired because he's been arrested, and he must face the law if need be. That is depending upon how the country is operating, because for him to have shot this young man with a gun, that's illegal, and he needs to face the charges, that is being brought against him, especially since he's been made internationally and international news. So that's what we're waiting to see how this thing will pan out eventually. But like Billy said, watch and see. This thing might be buried and we'll not hear about it anymore.
Okay, before we wrap it up, BD, tell us, what's the update on El-Rufai? The many woes of El-Rufai. El-Rufai is probably not sleeping, headache and seizure and everything will be going around all over.
You see, what I'm looking at is going to happen later. Well, I don't know. That's just my own. I'm seeing President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and co. begging El-Rufai for settlements, making some promises to him. I'm telling you, because the way they are dragging this, the way they are pushing him, they will not just push him and let him be, because you know that after pushing him and let him be, he will not allow them rest. So what I'm looking at is they might be making some offer to him, and he might accept it because he's a businessman. He has done it before, and
that's very logical, because truly we all know former governor El-Rufai, he's a very hard knuckle-headed man. George, El-Rufai, what do you think will happen?
Well, they call it a political witch hunt, but I don't think it is. It is not. But also, if he was still with APC, would they be arresting him? You have to ask that question. Is he now a target simply because he's very vocal? He's against, completely opposing, Tinubu's bid for, presidential 2027 election. Is that the reason why he was arrested? Or I don't. Well, to a degree, it could be the reason behind it. But the man has placed himself to be such a liar. He talks any kind of way. There is no filter in him. So, when you talk too much, you are bound to open up some kind of worms that you're not supposed to open up that might come against you eventually. So this is what we are seeing here. So he actually took off all the political and protection that they put on him, as an APC member, as a supporter of Asiwaju. So now he's facing the law.
All right, gentlemen. Well, BD, George, thank you. We will not crop it up for the week's news update. Before we go, let me bring this to your notice. George, I was discussing with BD yesterday. There's something that has happened, viewers. Our ringtone, that signature tone that starts this program, was created in the SSM studio, but behold, somehow another network has jacked it up, and they use it for same thing, the same program, their news update program. So we've looked into so many things. We don't know what to do, because they say we need to show the sign that we actually own it, which we don't have, because we didn't know this could be done like this. Nobody had that mind that it would be taken. So we just bring that notice to you. TVC Lagos, we're calling out TVC. TVC is using our ringtone that we use as our signature opening tune. George, you probably have not heard it, but this is what has happened. And interestingly, listen to this, guys. Interestingly, it was one of the TVC people that called me and said, "Look at what is going on." So, very interesting situation there.
What you need to do is to get a lawyer. But if we did not secure this through,
yes, that's
we
the
did not
problem we have.
secure it, I don't know how far this can go. But the point about
that's
you know, the first person who actually created this, you know,
yes,
could be once you are able to prove that. Once you're able to prove that, but it might be a long legal situation.
battle.
It might be a battle. So that's the only problem there. But if you're not able to, you know, to actually, you know, showcase this and say, okay, this is when I created it. This is how I created it. You know, it's going to be a lengthy one indeed. But what you need to do is to find out the individual who is in charge of TVC, the CEO, or the person who is the president. You write directly to them and then bring out that particular one that they are doing, bring out our own side by side, show the public what is going on, that they copied illegally.
Okay. So, George, if you have contact to them, let's have it. Let's do. But actually, I said we are embodiment of creativity. So we won't. Okay.
Massive Mark, you see what will happen? This jingle was created in this studio. Yes, you might not know exact dates when you created it, but you have events you have done with it.
For many years.
For 6-7 years now.
Yes, you have events you have done with it. So that's enough. You have events you have done with it. And those events have dates. Do you understand? So that is it. And now go back to them. They have a YouTube channel. Go back to their YouTube channel and check back. Do they have the same thing? Do you understand? So if you have the programs you've done with this for these past 5 or 6, 7 years you claim, then you have a case. And what I'm saying, don't go rush doing a new one. Because if you rush doing a new one, it might override this thing. Keep using your because if you go do a new one now, it looks like you are the one who were using theirs. Keep using your jingle. Don't rush to do a new one.
Then you can, everywhere you see their report, go ahead and put your own there. You stole from me. You must, discontinue.
As we're talking about this, you copy it and let every member of SSM put it in their platform. Do you understand? Tag the TVC. Go to their YouTube. Get their last video. See that it's not what they were using. And we can find out when they started using this new one. Then you have a case.
This is good. I wish I've heard this earlier on. All right, guys, this is not a good advice you're bringing here, because it's really very, very, it shows how their mindset is, you know, stealing people's property. This is how they stole electoral votes too and everything. Still, that's anyway. Thank you, guys. Allegedly. Okay, I know you will say so. Okay, I want to thank you both for coming. So we'll look into what you've said. Good advice. That's what has happened. You all know the ringtone. We've been using it here almost 10 years now. And one of the TVC people called me and said, "Listen," and he took his time to record it while he was playing and sent it to us. And I said,
"What you need to do?
Then we have a big case. Bring that in, that discussion you have with him, and the one he recorded and sent to you. Tag it to this thing. Let's fly it in all our social media platforms."
Okay, I did put it in our group anyway. Okay. Let's look into what you've all both said. Thank you very much, George. I'm with you, Bidi. Thank you very much for coming.
Bidi, such a pleasure seeing your beautiful face.
Yes,
Bidi, I planned on surprising you in Lagos, but because of my NIN number, I spent 10 days in Port Harcourt. So when I came to Lagos, I only had 24 hours to travel back to Canada. But what I wanted to do was to come at least 1 week ahead of time, spend some time with you, and eat the best soup ever cooked with a mountain. I was ready.
All right, guys. Wow. So until we come again, I'll call you later. Until we come again next week, Between the Lines. Thank you both for coming. George, awesome. Thank you. So, viewers, if you don't know the ringtone, it's going to play at the end of this stream now. So have a beautiful weekend, and God bless everybody. Thank you.